There we go.
All right. All right. Thank you guys so much for hopping on this call. We are super excited once again to have you guys hop on. And obviously, if you're listening to the playback, welcome. This is VIP Power Sesh Q&A with the VIP THC Girls. My favorite part of this whole journey is getting to know like-minded individuals, and this is why we do this. We do this once a month with different types of topics. The topic for this month will be social media. So if you start having any questions, go ahead and please drop them in the chat. And yeah, if without further ado, let me go ahead and just briefly introduce myself if you haven't already known who I am. I'm Ruby. I've been partnering up with Krista since back in the day, and fast forward, now we're in an innovative space and we're super excited and super blessed to be here. Krista is the CEO of the THC Girls, along with her right-hand man, Sancha Ganja. She is unable to actually attend today, so everybody just send her good vibes her way. Other than that, she will be hopping in every other Q&A unless it's an emergency. Other than that, yes, let me go ahead and introduce to Krista, and then we'll get started here.
Cool. Thank you, Ruby. So thank you all for joining today. Really, you guys have all had a lot of questions lately, consistently, about social media. So that's why we wanted to gear this session towards social media. We'll go over a brief direction of what we suggest with your social media for optimum growth. And then we'll jump into a Q&A. Cool. There we go. We got Benny. All right. Cool. You want to jump on to the next slide, please?
Yes. If you guys can please get your pen and paper out, or if you're very good at, please mute. Thank you so much. Pen and paper would be great. Other than that, however you would like to take notes. One minute.
So here's 4 tips on how to grow social media. Really, the first and most important is the direction you want to represent yourself and your brand. Some of the team members have a more cannabis uphill, more advocacy. Maybe you're a brand ambassador. You work in the space. You already are an influencer. But we're not limited to that. That's what makes us very diverse, is that we do have a very different kind of spectrum of people on this team, and we all come together with the plant or just an innovative mind thought process that we all want to grow rapidly. So thanks for the question. We'll get there for sure. So basically, the first and foremost, is picking a direction. If you're making this your business profile, you don't want to have too many family photos, for example. Having that separated to where you have your family, your kids, your loved ones, your display. Not to say that you can't commingle, but that's a decision you have to make. There's not a right or wrong way to do things on social media, but there is a way to navigate it better. So knowing your motivation, whether you want to get hired out for video shoots, if you want to get hired out for cannabis events, if you want to get hired out to do anything, social media content, your profile needs to speak to that. So the next pivot is the consistency and flow. After you have picked a direction, you really want to make it consistent. If you notice on some pages, some people will have food, and then all of a sudden they have events, and then all of a sudden they have shoes, and which is fun to look at, but when you're navigating a business, it's very confusing, and that's not quite what we're doing here. We're here to navigate this into a profitable situation and grow and build together. So you want to make it consistent. So if you do have cannabis content, be consistent in that. If you do want to get hired for cannabis events, showcase yourself with cannabis. You know, we have a lot of THC girls on the team that are a lot more involved in fashion and or nightlife, and that's fine. But when it comes to getting hired for cannabis specific events or settings, it definitely helps to provide that content to show your capabilities. So we do desire that as a team, and that's what we do request, again, not limited to, because we do want to throw some lifestyle and hints of what everybody's good at. But at the same time, we need to be consistent as a brand too. So if you don't see your photos getting used, that may be a very big reason why. You know, you're sending me all these great looking bikini bathing suits on the beach and it's wintertime, you know, and you're not smoking cannabis, you're not holding cannabis, you know, we can't really make, we can't make sense of that, you know, to post in the middle of winter with nothing to do with cannabis and you're just like, you know, exposed. So something to very, you know, much take into consideration. With that being said, your bio wants to reflect. We typically recommend having an I help statement so that you can be very clear in who you're helping. But there, it's flexible. Some people put bullets, some people put tags. Always including emojis is very, very good. Tagging the people that you want to represent. And then again, having highlights that match. So when you do those different things, you don't maybe want to showcase that on your feed, but you do like to go out, you know, and being that you're a foodie, you want to showcase those photos. You know, a storyline is really good for that. And to situate that even better, you would want to put that into a highlight. So that way, when people go to your page, they see, hey, you know, so-and-so does X, Y, and Z, but she also likes to do this. I'll take a second right there. Does anyone have any questions about the representation, the direction of your branding, the representation of the bio, the highlights, the tags within the front profile?
I have a question in relation to what you're saying.
Okay.
Okay, so in regards to like what to post, could you possibly create like maybe a type of content calendar, so to speak, and throughout the month, you can do it for the month and be like, all right, we're going into summertime now, so you want to start to post this type of content and say exactly what type of theme you'd like from the content for us to post for THC Girls. You know, maybe if we could get a little bit more, because a lot of us, me included, are new to the modeling. So
Yes.
maybe if we get a little bit more guidance in regards to content creation, that would be a big help.
Definitely, yeah. If that's something that will help, we can definitely provide that and navigate that more. You know, typically holidays are very good. Any events that we know people that we want to support in, you know, being creative and such, we can definitely have a call specific to that content creation to show how to support and how to be creative and very strategic when promoting. You know, Ace does a great job.
You know, like
Yeah.
4th of July is a perfect example. And you can ask the girls for what kind of theme, you know, you want the American flags or you want this and that. Just give some ideas.
For sure,
Yeah.
definitely. And we can definitely do that. We'll be providing a lot of materials coming up very soon. That's going to navigate how you guys can market the app yourselves, how to do all these things. So that will be the next step for us to present to you guys. So we will definitely take note of that. And I appreciate the question.
Krista, one just thought or idea about that is on Canva, they do like minor holidays, like, and especially ones that like could be cannabis specific, like think like National Cake Day, right? So it's like, let's get baked with cake or like whatever, like you guys could tie that in with, you know, cannabis content or like, you know, if it's like, I think one day last week was like National Wine Day or something. It'd be like wine and weed, but Canva gives you those like little reminders. And so it's like Earth Day and so sometimes we can differentiate ourselves by like amplifying not some of the key holidays, like not to say that we wouldn't, like 4th of July, all day, that shit's lit, right?
Right,
For
right.
sure, but like, you know, how do we make a big deal around Veterans Day or Memorial Day from a purpose rather than like just it's Memorial Day, let's all like have a barbecue. So anyways, I've used Canva for like some of their like minor national holiday reminders, and that's a fun way to differentiate.
Definitely. Yeah,
And,
no,
I'm
we
sorry
had
to cut
done,
you off, but just in case nobody is aware of what Canva is a website, and they also have an app that helps you put out content. You know, if you see anybody that has really cool designs on their actual post, they're able to do that with Canva. They do have a free a startup, and then you do have to upgrade to a pro to be able to utilize really cool stuff. And what Jess is saying is that when you do log into that canva.com, they're able to send you reminders like, oh, Memorial Day, and it's already templated out for you. All you have to do is input the information. So just in case nobody knew what Canva was or what Canva is, very good tool. And we'll be giving out a little mini training on that as well.
definitely. And
If I can help
there,
with that, Ruby, at all, by all means, like you can put me in, coach. I'm super down to help with that. Canva's
We
like
will-
my most committed relationship that I have is with Canva.
no, we would love that. We would love that. We also do have, if you actually look on our YouTube and check out our YouTube, we actually have a couple of tutorials on how we've done Canva and how we use Motion Ninja. And that's, again, something else we're working on is tutorials and building all those things out. So I appreciate that those are things you guys desire, because those are things we're working our asses off to do. So, but there are some going up already. So if you guys check out our YouTube, browse around, Sanja kills it with that. Jess has been helping also. Ruby's been killing it as well. There's a lot of creative tools on there, and we will have a specific call designated for that, because I'm not the mastermind behind that. Sanja will be the one leading, or Jess. So, but yeah, so let me check on these questions real quick just to see what's going on in this chat. The reels, let's hold off on the reels real quick. How many profiles to have? Same for content. So let's go over how many profiles to have real quick, just because we are on the brand consistency direction, the flow.
So that's my question.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
I want to break the question down a little bit more, if that's cool, because like my business is a connection. So it's like the network that we have and stuff, I have a lot of avenues which my connections go to. One avenue is specifically to book models. One is specifically for a TV service. One is specifically for clothing, and they're all their own entities, right?
Right.
So with them all being under the same business, I'm just wondering, like, they all have different content, obviously. I'm just wondering how many is like too many. Ace Inc., Ace Corp, Ace Podcast, Ace Booked by Ace, Book with Ace, like, you know, like what's the number, or is there no such thing?
Well, it's also your bandwidth, right? Let's talk about your bandwidth and your capabilities and your investment, because if you have a million different profiles to manage, you have a different LLC for every single thing. How many taxes are you going to be doing? How many profile posts do you have to do? You know, there's a lot to go into this. So I would suggest picking one and killing it at that one until you begin to outgrow that profile. So if you notice, I have a Krista Jones brand and profile, and I also have the THC Girls profile. And more recently, I've started the app profile because it calls for that. We've also started the tea, you know, and as you can see, the tea it's not as busy as my other profiles. My app is growing rapidly. That's where one of my main focuses are. And naturally, the THC Girls main page will grow, you know, so it is a lot to handle, and it depends on your bandwidth and your investment and your thought process of what you want to do. If you're just representing and you have partnerships, you are ACE, right? ACE is the overhead, and these are pivots within ACE. So as I mentioned to people that are creating a profile on the THC Girls app, you know, they get access to the THC Girls app and they go to create a business profile. Where I navigate it to say, hey, you know, look out for yourself, your ACE first, And these are the things that you do. So now you absorb all that traffic into Ace. And once Ace is ready to expand from that, you know, then you can pivot to investing into a whole fledged of different avenues. But other than that, in the meantime, there's resources like Linktree. There's resources like having your backlinks on your website. There's resources like having an LLC with DBAs. So it just really depends on which way you want to navigate yourself and how, you know, again, the investment and ways to operate are just a thought to have. And depending on who you are and what your capabilities are, that would reflect that answer. But for you specifically, I would say focus on building Ace, separate your main business page, whatever holds the most weight, and focus on what's the most bang for your buck until you can elevate that and reinvest in yourself to continue to grow. Unless you want to take on an investor or something in an actual business sense. So that's what I would suggest for that. Does that help?
Yeah, it definitely helps, and it definitely eases my mind. So it's not like, because I'm thinking like I have to like separate all my content and like get it all together all at once. And it's really like, even if it's just 12 months, a year of content, that's a lot of shit.
It is. And
I
more,
don't think about the projects I do with people, but just the content just solely in my phone, on
Oh
my
my God.
iPad, you know, on my person, and then whatever everybody else has to even get a hold of that, like, is a whole nother thing.
it's
So
a
it kind of
beast.
it eases my mind to let me know like the base of where I need to be.
And that's why you'll have your highlights. So your Ace.
And that's why I love Canva. Honestly, I was gonna comment on that, Ruby, because Canva is one of my favorite things to do to keep myself organized, like to keep myself on schedule. Whenever I'm just like needing to put something down, like that's in my mind, I'll go find a template for whatever I'm doing, make it fun, and put all my information and kind of like send it out to my people, you know, like, and use that as like my personal invitation kind of thing.
Yes.
And another thing to go along with what Danielle was saying, you know, and really struck how what we're creating are the tools, the same tools you guys all should be creating for yourselves in your own profiles, right? So if we're creating a calendar, you guys should be creating a calendar. And then it's a little bit easier to stick with, okay, I'm promoting the THC Girls on Tuesdays, and I'm promoting Ace on Mondays, and I'm doing this on Wednesdays. And then when I do a post for X, Y, and Z, that stays on my story. So you have these rules, right, for yourself and how you're going to navigate your business. And potentially as you continue to grow, these are called SOPs, right? And these are your systems that you'll put in place. So now, you know, if I see a tagged photo from the THC Girls, the rule is for myself that I'm going to reshare it, tag so-and-so, and put it in my THC Girls highlight.
What does SOP stand for?
Standards operations.
Standard operating procedure.
Yeah. Mine's a slang term. Okay, let's continue to this because we are going up on a little bit of time, and I do want to answer everyone's questions and get through this stuff too. So if you do want to talk more, Ace, feel free to reach out to me, okay? How to rep the brand and include the THC Girls. So this kind of taps into a little bit of everything we were just talking about. Resharing THC Girls content, being able to tag us, tagging us in your guys' personal content. Super important. If you guys are doing anything at all besides the minimal things that I've mentioned of being too sexy is not good for our brand. We can't share that kind of stuff especially if it doesn't make sense with cannabis. So unfortunately, we can't do that. You guys are all free to do what you want with the, you know, within reason, obviously. But with that being said, you know, we do have taboo with cannabis already, and we want professional respect within the space. So we are cautious with that. Other than that, photos with your family wouldn't make sense, obviously, unless your kids were taking CBD or you were trying to fight and battle some problem, which is reasonable, and we can support that way as well. But anything other than those two situations, you at events, you having fun with your friends, you know, you walking and just vibing, like we want to showcase you off. Anytime you tag us and we can reshare, that's going to give you further exposure, you know. So, and you don't even have to tag us in a way that people could see it. You could tag us minimize it, drag it off the story, and now you get the value of us resharing you. We get the value of you providing content, and it's a you know a win-win situation. So we can continue that rapid growth. Another way to rep and include the brand would be in the bio. Like Ace was just asking, how do you represent and do all the things that you do? Well, I always do it in priority, right? So if you have your own personal brand, of course it's going to be a priority. If you're gonna, you know, do whatever, you know, I always go most bang for your buck, or whatever you're prioritizing right now, and whatever your focus is. If you don't want to work into nightlife, don't post you at the events all the time. You know, then that's going to call to action people that want to hire you for events. So same thing with representing in the bio, who you want to work with, who you want to work for, who you help, and having that consistency. You can add the THC Girls there. I either at the High Country Girls, at the THC Girls app, the hashtag the THC Girls. In your link tree, you can also put your direct rewardful link that it comes from the app. So that way, when people do check out the THC Girls stuff, they click on that, it routes them to there, and you make your commission. So that would be the best scenario, other than if you had your own website, which again, certain of you guys do, and you guys do represent that the team and have a backlink. So it's very much appreciated, and we'd love to support you. And I can't, you know, we can't keep up. We have multiple people managing our profiles, and it's hard to keep up. There's a lot of you guys, you know, we just crossed 900 users on the app. We are at 909. Yeah, it's growing freaking fast. You know what I mean? So just work with us, tag us, send us content. Yeah. So what posts to include, what to include, what not to include, and why. I kind of just went over that. Anything with your family, unless it makes sense with cannabis, you know, we can't be, it doesn't make sense for us to reshare or post that kind of stuff. Anything too sexy, too risque, it also, it just, we steer away from that unless it totally makes sense and it's like the best, it makes sense to do, maybe around Valentine's Day, stuff like that. Cool. Is there another forward? All right, cool. So 5 ways to get real comments and on an IG is creating a call to action. So asking your audience to comment their opinion and comment with a favorite emoji, get them to engage. These become your leads. So once you guys are talking about the THC Girls or your own brand or anything of the sort, you know, pay attention to who likes your photos, who comments your photos, who gives a fire in the story when you reshare it. Those are all now your warm leads that you need to maneuver with to further that relationship, to get that affiliate income or rep your own brand, whatever that might be. But having a call to action is super important. If you don't have a call to action, it's very hard to do those follow-up tasks. Another way to do that is ask questions, being human and making it engaging. Sometimes we can get, you know, really flashy and just put cute emojis and stuff like that. And yeah, you'll get some likes, but it's not really the purpose of, you know, serving you to really get to that next step of getting along the path of funneling people into your world, whether it be your own brand, the THC Girls, or an affiliate, another affiliate you may work with for events, whatever. Watch and engage in stories. The relatability goes a long way, and engage when you can relate or chime in. So one really creative move, I guess you could say it, when you're reaching out to people to network and really solidify a pitch or a sale, or, you know, being just, hey, simple affiliate commission, is relating to them on their stories, you know, with that fire emoji, or saying, hey, you know, that's a dope shirt, or hey, I just did my hair like that, who did your hair, whatever, anything of the sort, to really get them to chime back in with you. They might have an existing message that you've sent before that said, hey, check out the app. You know, when you were just rushing through something, you said, hey, buy my shirt, or whatever it may be. And they never responded because you didn't really take that time to be human or really care what they're doing. This is a way to kind of situate that conversation and engage with them again. So make sure you're watching stories, not just browsing all through them. It's really a good way because everybody wants to see what somebody said to their story. They will pop in. They will check it out. Have conversations, encourage conversations in the comments, ask questions when you're getting responded to. When people comment, and again, comment 4 words or more within 45 minutes, especially to our people in our engagement group or people on the team, vendors, people that you want to show love to, that's the best way to trick the algorithm to really increase exposure, other than hashtags, tags, and all those other things that you could do as well. But getting the support of your peers to engage will increase your likability and trick the algorithm to have more presence. And for people that are in the cannabis space, this is extremely important because we have shadow bans left and right. So another thing you can do is send it like, you know, how we send into our groups to showcase what that post may be so that you can get that direct attention. And when you have people that will do that for you, it's amazing how fast it will grow. And when those people comment, give them the time of day to say, hey, you know, it was a blast in Vegas. It was great. I wish you were there. You know, something very simple, at least 4 words or more back will again continue that algorithm trick. And it's best to leave a question, open-ended response to continue that engagement, right? So Jessica could have said, hey, you know, damn, I'm going to see you at MJ Biz though. What are our plans? You know, and we continue to go back and forth and engage with each other. And then maybe someone else will chime in. The biggest thing that has been a big success for me in my growth has been to show support first. That's gotten me tons of jobs, tons of respect, and you know, just relationships along my career. So really showing that support first before you need it. Something you guys might relate to is just being on social media and seeing, you know, girls all of a sudden they need like a Maxim video vote or some shit like that. All of a sudden they're running for like a magazine thing, and all of a sudden they're hitting you up and you haven't even talked to them in years maybe, and they're blowing you up every day. Don't be that person. Don't be that. Don't do that. You know, so show support and provide value, engage, do what you know, do your part, and then provide quality, and then request that support. You know, a lot of people, it's not hard to do these things, but it does take time, you know? So it seems so simple to engage and respect people and just even contribute, but we all get busy and it's understood. But we all can make time eventually and come back around. So again, with the show support first, this is something as our team grows, it's super, super important to me that we maintain, and it's been very hard to continuously maintain as we've grown. We have about over 40 THC Girls, 200 something vendors that are premium members, and then again, 900 and something users. So everybody's been reaching out to us and very supportive. Everyone's been giving great feedback, a lot of inputs and requests on what they would like us to do, and that's great. We're still in the building stage, so it's very much appreciated. Is this last slide? Okay, can you go to one more? Cool. So these are Instagram story ideas. Do you guys have any questions about these? Specifically, I can go through these one by one. If you guys have any questions, since we're getting low on time, I want to just make sure I'm answering those too.
I can also send it to everybody that's on the call as well, via email. I'm just not sure who's receiving these emails or if you're not utilizing your email, but definitely use your email or give us the email that you are using. But other than this, if you want one, just DM me and I'll send you this file or all the files, and that way you have them. Michelle.
Cool. Does anyone have any questions about content? We will send for sure. All right, I'm gonna go through this chat real quick and let's just see what's up. All right, too many profiles. We cleared that up. Everyone understands that concept. If you want to make 1 million profiles, you better be ready to manage all those profiles and add value to them, not just have them to exist, or don't waste your time. Content creation guidance, we will definitely go over. Again, Sanja will be navigating that chat with everybody, so we will get to that next time. How to incorporate the THC Girls content with the significant dates. We can definitely share a calendar. Ruby, if you will make a note of that, we will share our calendar ideas and requests from you guys. All I ask is if we go out of our way to do that, please send this damn content in so we could share you guys, okay? We want to post you all. We want, like, if you guys have amazing photos and they're like literally drop dead amazing, like, who's to say I'm not gonna go and get a billboard? Sky's the limit, and I need you guys to understand that. This is teamwork right now. We're building here, and I want to support you guys back, and I need to know how that can happen, and I want to do it in the ways of exposing you guys, helping you grow, helping you build, etc. So please send that content in so we can express the things that you guys can do, express your guys' stuff. Linktree is great. If you go to my profile, and actually, Ruby, can you actually go to my profile real quick on Instagram so I can actually show what I'm an example of all these things we just went over?
Yes.
So I'll show you a link tree here in a minute. Ways, if anyone has any ways to say organize with content, can you please send? So what I typically do is I have a WhatsApp chat. So but that's because I work with multiple people to do that. So there's a lot of files, you know, you can do a OneDrive, you can do Dropbox, you could do Google Docs and save the docs up, you know, save your files that way. Let me turn this light on, my bad. Ooh. On IG, watch the content you like. Oh, Benny is just giving a tip here. To watch the content you like and it will show up in your feeds, reels, ads. Search the content and engage with the content you actually want to see. Take time to scroll and like random things that are similar to the content you post. You will see more consistent content, and this will make it easier to engage. Something to go along with that. So that's a very good point, Benny. Thank you for sharing. Something to go along with that, and what I really focus on navigating myself to really draw in the attention that I want. I go to someone's page and I like a handful of their recent posts, right? I don't want to be a creep and go too far down and put weird shit, right? But some of the recent posts, some of the relatable posts, watch their stories and engage there, and do that to kind of warm up the relationship, right? We don't want to jump in there and be like, hey, what's up, join the team. Like, we want to get to know the person and vet the person, see if they are a good vibe, see if we want to do this with them once a month, right? If we want to hang out with them once a month, and work with them for 8 hours a day or 4 hours a day, or do pop-ups and stuff, travel, right? Because that's our goal, is traveling together, doing these things. So a great way to do that, and to double up on just getting the best bang for your buck, is to go ahead and show some love to those people that are in the space that you do attract to or have attention for, and like their photos, comment, and that tricks the algorithm to show their content, and vice versa. So then typically that person now sees you have grabbed their attention, and now they're like, who the hell is looking at me? It's kind of like when somebody weird does that shit, you're like, yo, like, who's creeping on my page? Same shit. So except for now, your page has the right bio. It speaks to their brand. They're like, oh my God, they're in the cannabis space. No wonder they're hitting me up, right? So when you have the right presentation and you do those things, it instantly creates a bond in a relationship to where you can navigate from there. Do you want to make clothes for them? Do you want to give them an executive position? Do you want to get them on the THC Girls app? And you could pivot that way. And it takes time to do those things. It's not easy. So when you're typically, I like to do that when I'm waiting for stuff, right? When I wait for stuff, I build my social media, because it's thought, it's very simple thought process, and it's very time consuming, but it's necessary. So if you guys want to real quick look at my profile right here, as you can see, it says KJ dash business consulting. It says business consulting because I want business consulting jobs. That is what I want. So I put that shit in my title. So someone types business consulting, my profile is gonna pop up. Another thing that you might notice is it says entrepreneur. It doesn't say THC Girls. It doesn't say, you know, X, Y, and Z. It says entrepreneur because that's what I'm representing myself as. Not a public figure, not a model. I'm an entrepreneur, and that's what I want to be called. The next thing you might notice is that I help businesses build top tier brands, scale revenue sustainably, and cultivate world-class community. So I want brands and businesses to know that I can help build their brand. I want them to know that I can help make them money and revenue. And I want them to know that I'm going to build a community around their brand. So that's why those three things are mentioned in my I help statement. Next, I want to basically build credibility. I'm saying I'm the owner of the THC Girls, and I've worked my ass off for this brand, and this is my brand, right? Same thing. So if this is your profile and you want to represent your brand, then a secondary area can be where the link tree is to have the recognition for your THC Girls app. Also, as you can see in the stories, I have a whole entire THC Girls story highlight there. As you look into the highlights, you can see Young Jones is pretty much me, myself, you know, funny stuff, doing my own thing. BTS is a lot of events and things, and, you know, life with a lot of you guys is on there. Events that we've actually been at, promoted and partaked in are in the events tab. Industry life, anything that I've been doing, if you go through there, you'll see some harvesting, you'll see, you know, me over the years in the industry. So if somebody wants to see, like, who is Krista, she's in the cannabis space, they can maybe go click on my industry life. You know, if I have somebody more corporate, they're gonna maybe go check on the business tab, right? And if somebody got drawn in with the THC Girls, maybe they'll go click on my THC Girls tab. And maybe if they're being nosy, they'll click on the last one. And then if you go down, actually, will you click on my link tree real quick, please? So if you notice, my first and foremost is download the THC Girls app. Right now, I want to draw in business for you guys, and that's my freaking #1 goal right now, is to get the app where it needs to be for you guys to be able to do what you need to do to succeed. The next one is contact me, book a call with me. So this is my calendar here. It's very hands off. I don't have to worry about going back and forth. I send this link. If somebody wants to contact me, I send the link and I say, here's my schedule. Go ahead and let me know when you're available by booking the link. Very automated. You know, that's the goal with all these things, is to create automation. A little bit about me. Again, this is building credibility. And this goes with ACE, right? So ACE, I have my own website. I have a kjones.life website that you can visit and see. This is how I brand myself, right? And within that, the THC Girls is mentioned. And so are the other things that I do. It's not limited to. When you open that, the THC Girls are a big part of that, but it's not only the THC Girls, right? It talks about what I do, what I've done, and then it translates into, yeah, building businesses, THC Girls, etc. The next one, you can see the THC Girls page. That's super important to me. I'm still working on funneling that and getting the SEO to rise. So that's up there in the list of priorities. The next one is a public company that I work with and advise. So I head public relations and cultivation and marketing I advise on. So that link is next. Again, this is for positioning. So if somebody comes to check me out, they can see that I head a public company, right, in the cannabis space. That's a Canadian American company. So again, for positioning. The next thing with the LinkedIn, same thing, depending on how your LinkedIn profile looks, and we can jump into a LinkedIn profile a different day, but it's kind of similar, but more businessy. This is for positioning. You know, if someone goes to my LinkedIn they can see I have 3,500 business relationships on that LinkedIn. And X, Y, and Z. So at the bottom, you could see published in Yahoo's Finance. Again, that's again for credibility, positioning. When someone goes to see if they want to work with me, when they want to connect with me, these things speak before I even have to talk, you know? So when they vet me, they know that I've worked across the nation, that I sit on the board of a public company that's a international company, you know, that I've also got recognized in Yahoo's Finance and so on. So they know when I talk to them, it's, I mean, business, right? So that's that link tree. If you want to go back real quick, please. All right. Real quick with posts, if you notice, let's go ahead and click on one of those posts. So this is a post that I just took out in LA with somebody that's in the cannabis space. You know, this is really good to tag people, to share, to support back, right? Almost like a shout out, right? When I'm posting you, like some of you have just photos of yourself and that's fine. But understand what the meaning is when you have other people in your photos, when you're tagging people, you're positioning yourself, right? I know her, right? We hang out. You know, I just posted a story with Zarilla Bacon. You know, she's on Vice, you know, hanging out with 2 Chainz and flying all over the world. You know, that speaks to people. So when you position yourself throughout your social media on your free platform, right? Think about what you're doing and what you're posting. If you're just posting photos of yourself on the mirror all the time, what attention is that attracting, right? Let's go up to so this is just positioning myself with the corporate people, showing, I mean, business. Will you go up to the post that is like words? It's a screenshot of a LinkedIn. This is something else that's great for you guys to do, especially if you have your own business and you're not just building yourself as an affiliate. And even if you are building yourself as an affiliate, this is basically a testimony. Somebody shared a post of mine and said these things about me that has credibility as well. So I took a screenshot of it and shared it. And not only did I do that, but I also said I was very thankful for those comments, you know, and the friendship that I've been able to build. So doing things like this is really very productive in a sense of creating and resyndicating content that you don't have to, now you don't have the thought process of, but also to position yourself again as a leader or a respectable person in your market. Cool. All right, I'm gonna stop right there. And does anybody have questions? Good. So I'm gonna leave you with just a couple more things on the post real quick.
Check
When you
the
guys,
chat, Krista.
oh, you guys are all quiet.
Oh, wait, real quick, one thing. With the LinkedIn, do you think that, I don't know how it is with corporate companies, whether or not like they're accepting THC. So I have like a LinkedIn for the corporate job, but do you think if I would add the THC Girls or something like that, that would harm me, or maybe make a separate one?
Krista, do you want me to weigh in on that?
So yeah, you could definitely weigh in on that real quick. Thank you.
I do consulting and recruiting for a lot of cannabis companies, and I spent prior to that with what, Krista?
She comes from the more corporate side of the
Prior,
space.
yeah. I spent
Yeah.
time in the land of, like, you know, old dudes in navy blue suits.
Yes.
So
My
I
boss
do-
tells me weed
I
is,
do
he
that.
looks at me, he says, weed is bad, Crystal. Maybe if you didn't smoke so much.
State are
I
you
never
in?
told this man I even smoked.
What state are you in? You're here or you're in Florida?
Florida.
As long as it's legalized and you participate legally, there's really nothing that they can hold you against, like, socially. But I guess my bigger question would be, and we can totally take it offline, but
Oh, yeah.
like, what kinds of roles are you seeking to attract? Like, if you want to get into cannabis, then for sure leverage the hell out of that. If it's just something that's more of a personal passion, but it doesn't really align with your professional goals, like if and I have no idea what you do professionally. I'm just going to make this up, but let's just say like you're an insurance salesperson. I have no idea. And it has nothing to do with cannabis. That wouldn't really help you. So on that platform, it's not going to help you. It might hurt you. So I would stay away from it. If you're looking for jobs in the industry, then amplify the shit out of that and call me.
Right. Okay, so I know alcohol, I could do whatever I wanted to. They would love that. Because it's like I'm the beverage specialist, but it's for a cruise line. So
well, and so that
I know they all get drug tests. You get fired if you fail a drug test. So it's like,
so in that case, you want to push, you
Probably.
want to separate it. You know,
Okay.
if it's something like that, if it's something, anything that you can't represent that you're utilizing cannabis,
yeah,
and you know, like even Dev has her beauty page. Her beauty page has nothing to do with cannabis, you
right.
know, and not that she's not open to it, you know what I mean? So, but that's what it speaks to, right? So again, I think just starting with your purpose of that page in the very beginning and how you're going to represent it or what your goals are with it. Because if you are desiring to draw on cannabis, no one's going to know you're doing it. And if
Right.
you are doing cannabis, those people that aren't doing it don't want to work with you. So
Yeah.
recently Danielle made a new page because she works for a company that she can't represent cannabis, and she wants to represent the team. She wants to support, she wants to have cannabis content, you know, so she created a different name and utilized that.
Okay. And then yeah.
All right.
That's
That was your question. All right. Does
yes.
anyone else have, what's up? You got one more, Crystal?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Sorry, thanks.
All right. No worries. So this is the last question I'm gonna speak on, and I know a lot of people probably have opinions on this, but I'm gonna voice my opinion on this, and I want everyone to listen to me very closely because this is something that is very, very, very hard for me to handle, and it puts me in a very sticky position sometimes. And as we continue to grow, those that don't do this will get let go because I will be ensuring QC as I continue to build my priorities. So supporting each other is super important. Again, the biggest thing is it's hard to see what everyone's doing. So out of that respect, you know, again, and I'll admit it as well, you know, it's hard for me to keep up all your guys' posts. I don't even see my story, you know, I don't even know what's on my story, you know, so I need you guys to send me stuff, like send it to me like I send it to you, and I don't mind that, you know. So first and foremost, I'll speak for myself that I open that to anybody. Tag me and shit, tag the THC Girls stuff, send it to my exact DM and let me see it, and maybe I don't see it within the 45 minutes, but as soon as I do see it, I'll go blow up your page and I'll do those things that I need to catch up on. So one of the things that Red's mentioning in the comments is the lack of support back from certain people. And as we continue to grow, I'll tell you right now, nobody doesn't notice it. Everybody on this call is very familiar with who supports who and who's sharing shit and who's not. So if it's not one, everybody feels certain type of ways. And I think that that's us needing to go above and beyond to really support. And if at that point, people can't support back, then that's when we need to communicate as a team and take the initiative to use the app, because there's a review system for you guys. And when Bradley has 10 reviews, I know Bradley's supporting, right? So I could count on Bradley to support, and I know she's doing her part, right? So it reflects in the app. Everything everybody wants, I've created this app for. Over the last 8 years, tomorrow's 8 years that I started this team. Yeah, so trust me, I promise you, if you guys use these systems, you guys plug and play the opportunities, you plug and play the reviews, you reach out to vendors and say, hey, I see you're on the app, where's my opportunity? How can we work? Let's do stuff. It's gonna happen. I have this same conversation exactly almost to the T with every single person that has joined this freaking app, with the exception of the ones that have funneled on themselves from the messaging that we're doing well on. And then Ruby has spoken to them. So everybody is down to support. If you're not supporting and it's evident, I'm going to speak to you eventually. It will be a problem, and that is not what I want on my team. I want people that can put shit aside, and maybe, you know, you don't identify with every single action of somebody, but periodically we check in with each other and we say, hey, how you doing? And we support each other. You know, not everybody needs to be on the same spectrum. You know, some people are more spiritual, some people are more religious, some people are far left, some people are far right, and I don't give a fuck, to say the least. And if there creates a problem, then I do. So if there is an issue that you feel, please bring it to my attention. I welcome you all day, every day. If you're not comfortable speaking with me, speak with Ruby. If you're not comfortable speaking with Ruby, identify it with one of the leads of the team, and let's come up with a plan to really nip that in the ass, because that ruins my whole business, to be 100% honest. And I do not want a part of it at all. I want consistent support. And if you're not down, I don't want your freaking money. Get off the team. You know what I mean? Like, that's how serious I feel, because it holds all of us back. And if there's an issue, then let's have a huddle. You know, if so-and-so has an issue with anyone, then you, me, and so-and-so, let's pop on a three-way and talk it out and be grown-ups, because that's why all of us are here, to level the fuck up. We're not here to be children. I'm not here to hold hands. I'm here to grind my ass off and work hard with those who are trying to as well. So everybody that's trying to support and be 100%, those are the people that I need by my side, that I will have by my side, and that I'm going to provide the best opportunities possible to. As soon as I continue to solidify the things that I'm doing, those doors are going to continue to open. And right now they're opening, and it's been minimal that people step up to the plate, to be 100% honest, in the support back from that. And if there's things with confusion, right? If we need to talk about stuff, then you got to reach out to us. You got to reach out. Don't feel some type of way and not speak about it. Because in any relationship, right? You bottle that shit in, it's going to blow. So let's all be grown-ups. We all signed up for that. We all wouldn't be here if we didn't. So if there's anything ever that little bit gets on your nerves, bugs you, talk anything that you need to talk about, you need to reach out to Ruby, myself, you know, someone that you feel comfortable with, talk it out a little bit and see if it's a real issue. And then let's go ahead and get together and talk it out as a team privately. And if someone needs to be addressed, we will address stuff. But I don't know unless somebody tells me. I don't know these things are happening unless it's brought to my attention. I'm literally running a public company. I'm running this company. I have consultant clients. I'm trying to fix this app for you guys to make money off of and travel and do the things that you dream to do. So I need that help back. I need the feedback back. And if there's a real issue, then I need it quick. So I hope that helps with understanding my level of importance for the support and the navigation of people's lack of. Please start reviewing each other so I can see the consistency of what everyone's doing, and no one even will need to approach me because I will see it myself. Then the next step is to reach out to me or Ruby and talk to us, and we will handle stuff then, you know. So I really want everyone to feel comfortable here. Everyone's very diverse. Everyone has great dynamics to what they have to offer and to build and a good relationship to provide, or else you wouldn't be on the team. So let's definitely make that priority for everyone. And again, if that's an uncomfortable situation, please reach out to us directly ASAP.
Sweet.
Cool.
All right. Well, that was a lot over there. That last question was great.
Yes, and I appreciate it.
yeah, Hope Red, Ashley, you got your answers. And to be honest, I'm very much agree, and I'll just leave it at this with Krista. I've always been, and I believe this is why maybe I am in the position that I am in. I've been so consistent with Krista. She can tell you I've always showed love to her. I've always wanted to be a THC girl, but then I always got pregnant and I was like, oh my God, I'm never gonna do it. But then now I'm in the position where I am here. I am literally here to support you guys, literally, and with other really crazy tasks as well. But I am very much, here for the girls. If you do not know me personally, you'll know that I am the person that will show love, and I don't give a shit who shows back. Because to be honest, that's just who I am. I will always show love because I'm genuinely being human and showing you love because I love the community and stuff. So yeah, with that being said, if you don't like the community, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you, girl. But yeah, anyways, we love it here. Thank you so much for the call. I will be sending those out. Please just DM me really quick and just tell me who is on the call. I know I can definitely check it, but I don't even have my phone here. So just DM me. If you really want it, you'll just DM me and I'll just give it to you. I can sit here and just send it to everybody, but I really want it to be to the people that actually want it, will utilize it, and etc. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you all so much. Please email Ruby the DM or DM Ruby. Send her any additional questions if you want to take those offline. I appreciate you guys all very much. I appreciate your patience as we grow and build. And thank you guys for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Yes,
Bye.
you're
See you.
welcome.
Thank you.